Hey Mama, I wanted to talk to you today about finding positivity when taking trips. Trips can be very tense and almost stressful with a young family and taking young kids, and it can almost be miserable. And if you're like me, it can almost get to the point sometimes to where you're like, I'd rather not go because of how stressful and anxious and worry filled a trip can be. If that is you at all, or if you have had any reservations or hard times on trips while traveling with kids, this is an episode for you to help you to find positivity on those trips. Summertime is a time where people have a lot of reunions and trips going on, so I feel like this is very timely, especially where I just got back from a trip. Let's dive in. Hi, I'm Jocelyn, host of the Positive in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast. I help pregnant women and mothers to find positivity in their season of life through changing their thoughts to work for them and not against them. I help mothers find the small, doable steps in thought and action without making drastic changes to their everyday mom life, and I can help you. Thanks for joining. There are many aspects in motherhood and many different things that are going to challenge and try you when it comes to finding positivity. And trips or vacations can be one of those things that really will push your limit. I recently went on a trip with my family that was about an 8-hour drive away. We went to go to my husband's sister's baby blessing, and it's a place in my state of Idaho that I had wanted to go. It's up near the Panhandle, and we had been kind of talking about this and excited about it for a while actually, and her blessing her baby gave us opportunity to actually do it. With doing it though, I have had to learn to shift my mindset and really lower my expectations of trips, especially when traveling with young children. Traveling with young children will mean the schedule gets thrown off. You are at a new place, so naps and all of that are going to be harder and different. You are going to get a lot more tantrums, or it's possible to have more tantrums, and it can just overall be a tense and difficult situation. And I feel like that is one of my first tips, is to lower your expectations for trips. If you go into a trip thinking this is going to be hard, it's probably going to be very difficult, there actually might be moments where it's going to be miserable, it actually sets you up to do better than if you have these really high expectations and they're not met. That's actually what frustration is. Frustration, the definition, or one definition that I really like, is unmet expectations. If you have those high ideals and they aren't met because of tantrums and missed naps and tensions, then you're going to be very frustrated. So, lower your expectations. But I also wanted to give you a couple positives for trips. Sometimes if we stay at home for extended periods of time and then travel out, trips can really give you a perspective. And as we were driving through country and highways and roads that I had never been on before, I feel like my heart and my mind was opened to a new perspective. Almost like hope that there is more than just what I'm stuck at in my own home and with my own family. That I can still have hope and dreams beyond being stuck in the throes of young motherhood and the difficulty that it can bring. And it was really gave me some pivotal feelings of the different perspective of seeing new places, observing different houses, and analyzing what my dreams, what might be. It's really even difficult to put into words. But it was eye-opening to notice the perspective, but not to notice it, to be open to it. Because if we get stuck in the stress of caring for our family during a trip, we're not going to be open to this perspective. It will be hard to feel this perspective because we are so weighed down with stress and anxiety. Lower your expectations so that stress and that anxiety isn't so bad. Be okay with some tantrums and realize that that's a normal part of raising children. It's fine. Your child is not overly hypersensitive. It's just part of having a kid. And allow yourself to enjoy those moments, to breathe in those perspectives, to find more hope, and to deepen the dreams that you have for your life and for your motherhood and for your marriage. It was very powerful, and I felt very strongly to share about that with you. And the third tip, which we've already kind of hit on, is just to be patient. I know that this is easier said than done, but when you are dealing with differences of location, new things, unknowns, be patient. And not just with your kids, but also with your husband. I know sometimes there can be high tensions when my husband kind of does things on a trip a little bit different than I would, and it can be aggravating. But if you let that drive a wedge, it's going to make you both hate the trip and not enjoy it. I have learned this through many trips where they just weren't enjoyable because I was so stuck on my annoyance and frustration that I let it affect the whole vacation. Let yourself enjoy it. Let your husband and your children see you enjoying some new scenery, enjoying something new. We got to go on a boardwalk over a lake that was just stunning. It was so pretty and so fun to be on that boardwalk on the lake. And I just enjoyed it and allowed myself to enjoy it and was wanting to take pictures and enjoy those moments with my family. So don't forget that. Let go of that stress and enjoy it. I'm going to kind of sum up a little bit what I talked about on perspective or on trips. And the first one was to lower your expectations, just kind of have them low to begin with, and then usually it ends up better. There are some trips where it just completely goes not great. And I have had some of those that maybe I'll share in future episodes. But let go of those expectations. The next one is to allow it to give you a perspective, to give you hopes and dreams in new places, and opening your mind to more than just what's in your immediate home and to what's out there. It's so freeing and exciting. The third tip was to be patient. Be patient with others, but also be patient with yourself. You're going to mess up. You're going to have tensions. You're going to be stressed. You're going to have and feel anxiety. But don't let it ruin your trip. Choose to find some joy in this vacation or in this reunion or trip. You are amazing, Mama, and I know that you care about your motherhood and becoming a more positive you because you're listening to this podcast episode. Keep it up. Keep trying as you do these little things, and as you learn each time, you will get better and better at it to where things get more and more enjoyable for you. Or at least that's how I feel I've progressed a little bit in my journey, is as I've learned with each trip, I'm like, oh yeah, next time I'm not forgetting the snacks, or next time I will just sit with that child in the car for a minute before we get out and let them finish their nap, or what have you. You're going to have things that you learn. Learn those and enjoy yourself this summer in these vacations and in these trips. I am cheering for you. Keep up the good work. Until next time. Thank you for being a part of the Positive in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast, for listening, for sharing, and most of all, for applying these tools into your own life to improve your own happiness so that you can find your own better thoughts for a better you in a positive pregnancy, in losing that stubborn baby weight, and becoming the mom you desire to be through taking small steps in thought and action to reach your goals. If you are a mother who has an inner desire to enjoy motherhood and pregnancy better, but you are having difficulty figuring it out, I can help you. I can help you find the small, doable steps without drastic changes to your everyday mom life. Reach out, let's connect, and let's see you move forward. My name is Jocelyn, and I thank you for listening. Until next time. Something that can brighten your day and make your load feel a little lighter is a good smelling home. Maybe your home just kind of smells old, or has a pet smell, or an old dish smell that maybe the dishes have been neglected for a couple days. If that is the case, I've got you covered. I have taken over my sister's candle business, and I now hand pour candles, wax melts, and mix up some room sprays. So if you need some good smell and some positive smelling vibes for your home, I encourage you to look up Flicker's Candle Co. Flicker's Candle Co. It is the top link in the show notes, and check out my website and see what scents seem to resonate with you. It does make a difference when you freshen your space with a good smelling scent.